What happens when beauty is pursued without moral consideration? This question forms the crux of Oscar Wilde's enduring masterpiece, The Picture of Dorian Gray. The novel explores the tension between external beauty and inner morality, delving into the destructive consequences of divorcing aesthetic pleasure from ethical responsibility. Wilde challenges readers to confront their own values, asking whether true beauty can exist without virtue, or whether the pursuit of pleasure without consequence inevitably corrupts the soul. Oscar Wilde, The Life Behind the Art. Born on October 16, 1854 in Dublin, Ireland, Oscar Wilde was raised in a household steeped in intellectual and artistic pursuits. His father, Sir William Wilde, was a renowned surgeon, and his mother, Jane Wilde, a poet and Irish nationalist. Wilde excelled academically, earning scholarships to Trinity College Dublin and later Oxford University, where he embraced the aesthetic movement and honed his unique wit and flamboyant personality. Wilde's public life was defined by his sharp intellect and charm, which won him fame as a playwright with works like The Importance of Being Earnest and An Ideal Husband. However, he also courted controversy by defying Victorian norms, particularly with his unapologetic embrace of individuality and his critiques of societal hypocrisy. His personal life became his undoing. Wilde's relationship with Lord Alfred Douglas led to a sensational trial for gross indecency, resulting in a 2-year prison sentence. The experience left Wilde financially and emotionally broken. Despite these struggles, his works, especially The Picture of Dorian Gray, endure as testaments to his literary brilliance and bold defiance of convention. The motivation behind The Picture of Dorian Gray. Wilde was heavily influenced by the aesthetic movement, which championed art for art's sake and celebrated beauty as the highest ideal. Yet, Wilde's own observations of human nature and societal double standards led him to question the dangers of unchecked hedonism and the superficial pursuit of pleasure. The Picture of Dorian Gray, his only novel, was first published as a novella in Lippincott's Monthly magazine in 1890. It faced immediate backlash, with critics condemning its perceived immorality. Wilde responded by expanding and revising the work, adding a preface that defended his artistic vision. In it, Wilde declared,
"There is no such thing as a moral or an immoral book. Books are well written or badly written, that is all."
The novel reflects Wilde's personal struggles with societal judgment, his fascination with beauty, and his belief in the duality of human nature. Themes and philosophy. At its core, The Picture of Dorian Gray examines themes of beauty, morality, and the corrupting influence of hedonism. The story follows Dorian Gray, a young man whose stunning beauty captivates the artist Basil Hallward. Basil paints a portrait of Dorian, capturing his youth and allure. Influenced by the cynical Lord Henry Wotton, Dorian makes a Faustian wish that his portrait will bear the marks of age and sin, while he remains forever youthful. As Dorian descends into a life of decadence and cruelty, his outward appearance remains unblemished. Meanwhile, the portrait grows increasingly grotesque, mirroring the corruption of his soul. The novel's key philosophical question, whether beauty can exist without morality, echoes through Dorian's tragic arc. Wilde critiques a society that worships appearances and ignores the consequences of unchecked selfishness. Key moments and symbolism in The Picture of Dorian Gray are quite profound. The novel is rich with pivotal moments and symbols. The portrait is a powerful metaphor for the hidden consequences of Dorian's choices. As it decays, it serves as both a record of his sins and a haunting reminder of his moral corruption. Dorian's romance with Sybil Vane, a talented actress, exemplifies his superficiality. When she falters as an actress, he cruelly rejects her, leading to her suicide. This marks the beginning of his moral descent. When Dorian kills Basil, the artist who created the portrait, it symbolizes his total rejection of conscience and his surrender to depravity. Upon its release, the picture of Dorian Gray was met with polarized reactions. Victorian critics decried its immorality, labeling it decadent and dangerous. However, luminaries like George Bernard Shaw praised Wilde's brilliance and the novel's provocative themes. Over time, it has been celebrated as a literary classic, admired for its wit, depth, and timeless critique of societal values. Wilde's novel is replete with incisive and memorable quotes that reflect its central themes. The only way to get rid of a temptation is to yield to it. This line encapsulates Lord Henry's philosophy, emphasizing the seductive and destructive allure of indulgence. Behind every exquisite thing that existed, there was something tragic. This poignant observation underscores the novel's meditation on beauty's often hidden cost. The books that the world calls immoral are books that show the world its own shame. Here, Wilde defends his art, asserting that literature's role is to confront uncomfortable truths. While the picture of Dorian Gray celebrates beauty and art, it critiques the dangers of aestheticism taken to extremes. Lord Henry represents hedonism, promoting a life of pleasure without consequence. Dorian embodies the cost of such a philosophy, as his pursuit of eternal beauty and selfish pleasures leads to his moral and spiritual decay. Wilde suggests that beauty, though alluring, cannot exist in isolation from virtue. The novel serves as a cautionary tale about the emptiness of superficiality and the dangers of living without accountability. The picture of Dorian Gray is more than a tale of vanity. It is a profound exploration of the human condition. Through its rich symbolism, philosophical depth, and critique of societal values, Wilde challenges readers to confront their own obsessions with beauty, morality, and the consequences of their choices. A timeless masterpiece, it remains a testament to Wilde's literary genius and his unflinching examination of humanity's flaws.